Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we reveal what is really happening behind the numbers. Today, we're diving into Fortress Net Lease REIT's latest filing, which shows us how their assets are performing. And let me tell you, it is a tale of net asset value and growth. Before we jump in, if you enjoy these deep dives into corporate filings, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And for more exclusive content and discussions, join our Discord community, linked in the description below. Alright, let's get straight to it. Fortress Net Lease REIT, or FNLR as you might see it abbreviated, has just dropped a report detailing its net asset value, or NAV, as of the end of August 2025. Think of NAV as what the company's assets are worth minus its liabilities. It is a key way investors gauge the underlying health and value of real estate investment trusts, like this one. This filing breaks down the NAV by different classes of shares they offer. We can see the NAV per S-Share for class. iShares was $10.2778. Then there is class FS, coming in at $10.2733 per S-Share. For Class F iShares, the NAV was $10.3298. Class D, S-Shares are valued at $10.5224 per S-Share. And finally, Class E shares at $10.5852 per S-Share. These numbers give us a snapshot of the company S value on a per share basis for each investment track. Now, let's look at what makes up this value. As of the 31st of August 2025, Fortress Net Lease REIT reported its investments in real estate at a whopping $2,096,408,000. That is over $2 billion tied up in properties. They also have intangible assets listed at $326,590,000. These are things you can physically touch but still have value, like brand names or special rights related to their business. The company also holds $55,458,000 in restricted cash. This is money that is set aside for specific purposes, maybe to cover future expenses or meet certain loan requirements. On the flip side, they have a revolving credit facility of $925,500,000. This is like a flexible loan that the company can draw from as needed. It's a significant chunk of their liabilities. They also have a term loan totaling $225,630,000. This is a more fixed loan with a set repayment schedule. When you tally everything up, assets minus liabilities, the company's total net asset value, or NAV, is $1,266,239,000. Pretty substantial. And this total NAV is spread across 121,907 outstanding shares and units. Let's dig a little deeper into how this total NAV breaks down across the different share classes and other units. For Class I shares, their total NAV is $70,999,000, representing 6,908 shares. This gives us that $10.2778 NAV per S-Share we saw earlier. Class F shares have a total NAV of $135,528,000 across 13,192 shares, resulting in that $10.2733 per S-Share value. Class FI shares account for $632,920,000 of NAV, with 61,272 shares, leading to a NAV per S-Share of $10.3298. Class D, S-Shares contribute $394,099,000 to the NAV, with 37,453 shares, and a NAV per S-Share of $10.5224. And for Class E shares, the NAV is $26,383,000 across 2,492 shares, giving us the $10.5852 NAV per S-Share. Interestingly, they also list OP units, which are partnership interests. These add up to $6,310,000 in NAV for 590 units, with a NAV per unit of $10.6989. This category includes units held by entities like FNLR Management LLC, which acts as the advisor. Adding all these up, we get that total NAV of $1,266,239,000 across 121,907 shares and units. Now, to see how things have changed, let us look at the numbers from the previous month, July 2025. Comparing these periods can give us a sense of momentum. In July, their investments in real estate were valued at $1,729,019,000. That is a significant increase compared to August, $2,096,408,000. It looks like they've been actively acquiring more property. Intangible assets were $261,192,000 in July, showing a rise from the previous month. Restricted cash in July was $37,353,000. This also increased by the end of August. Their revolving credit facility was $537 million in July. This also saw a substantial increase, mirroring the growth in their assets. Overall, the total net asset value as of the 31st of July 2025 was $1,231,223,000. This is lower than the August figure, which makes sense given the asset growth we were seeing. And in July, they had 118,877 outstanding shares and units. Looking at the breakdown by share class in July, Class I shares had a NAV of $62,885,000 for 6,133 shares, giving a NAV per S share of $10.2544. Class F iShares had a NAV of $622,130,000 across 60,391 shares, with a NAV per S share of $10.3017. Class D S shares had $391,912,000 in NAV for 37,388 shares, and a NAV per S share of $10.4822. And the total NAV for July was $1,231,223,000 across all 118,877 shares and units. The report is signed by Avraham Dreyfus, the Chief Financial Officer, on the 19th of September 2025. This confirms the official reporting of these figures. So, what is the big picture here? Fortress Net Lease REIT showed solid growth between July and August. Their real estate investments jumped significantly, and so did their use of credit facilities, suggesting they are actively expanding their portfolio. The NAV per S share for most classes also nudged upwards, which is generally a positive sign. The increase in intangible assets could point to strategic acquisitions or successful brand building. However, we also see a substantial increase in their debt, particularly the revolving credit facility and term loan. While this is often a necessary tool for real estate companies to fund growth, it is something investors should always keep an eye on. Managing this debt effectively will be crucial as they continue to expand. It appears they are investing heavily, which is a good sign for future potential returns, but also carries increased risk. Overall, Fortress Net Lease REIT seems to be in an expansionary phase, actively growing its asset base. The rising NAV per share suggests this growth is translating into value for shareholders. The key going forward will be how well they manage their increased debt load and continue to acquire quality real estate assets that can generate consistent income. What are your thoughts on these NAV figures and Fortress Net Lease REIT's strategy? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Don't forget to join our Discord community for ongoing discussions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next deep dive.